What's Happening was an American sitcom that graced our screens from August 1976 to April 1979 on ABC. It received favorable ratings and reviews, particularly in contrast to several other series that had faced challenges on the network. The sitcom, created by Eric Monte and based on his film Cooley High, enjoyed a 3-season run totaling 65 episodes. While it was a modest hit for ABC, it faced cancellation in 1979. The comedy TV series What's Happening featured a diverse cast, and in this video we'll pay tribute to some of the cast members who have since passed away. Be sure to explore more content like this on our channel, where you can like, comment, and subscribe for regular updates. Shirley Hemphill. Shirley Ann Hemphill, an American stand-up comedian and actress, was a beloved cast member of the show What's Happening and is fondly remembered by fans as Shirley Wilson. Born on July 1, 1947, in Asheville, North Carolina, Shirley's family background remains relatively unknown, but her father, Richard Hemphill, her mother, Mozella, and her brother, William, a Vietnam War veteran, were part of her life. They shared African-American heritage. Shirley's educational journey began at Hill Street School and later led her to Stevens Lee High School, a renowned African-American institution known for its outstanding faculty and diverse curriculum. It was during her time here that she likely developed an interest in athletics. In 1965, she proudly graduated from Stevens Lee High School. After completing her high school education, Shirley attended Morristown College, an African-American institution in Tennessee, on an athletics scholarship, earning a degree in physical education in 1967. Following her college years, she returned to Asheville and took up a job at a nylon manufacturing factory. While the details of Shirley Hemphill's entry into stand-up comedy remain somewhat elusive, it's clear that by the early 1970s, she was performing comedy acts while balancing her factory job. During this period, she recorded one of her acts and sent the cassette to the renowned comedian Flip Wilson. Impressed by her talent, he responded with a gesture of appreciation, which included a dozen roses, a cassette recorder, and an invitation to visit the set of The Flip Wilson Show, 1970-1974. Shirley gladly accepted this invitation. Gladly. Upon her return to Asheville, Shirley Hemphill made a life-changing decision to embark on a career as a professional comedian. She left her factory job behind and relocated to Los Angeles, where she would pursue her dreams as a stand-up comedian. She passed away due to kidney failure just 1 month following the death of her fellow What's Happening cast member Mabel King. Fred Allen was an American actor and street dancer, best known for his role as Freddie Stubbs in the sitcom What's Happening. Barry passed away at his residence in Los Angeles on Tuesday, reportedly from natural causes, as stated by police officer Jason Lee on Wednesday. The county coroner was conducting an investigation, although friends mentioned Barry's recent stroke had left him in poor health. In real life, Barry was often seen donning his signature red beret and suspenders, leaving it uncertain whether his style influenced the character Rerun or if he continued to emulate the lovable goofball character that made him famous. What's Happening, which aired from 1976 to 1979, revolved around the adventures of 3 teenage friends, including Rerun, as they navigated life, relationships, and challenges while growing up in Los Angeles. The character's name, Rerun, was humorously tied to his perceived lack of intelligence, as Barry explained. During the summer, he had to rerun all the classes he had failed during the school year. Notably, the show featured episodes in which Rerun got involved with a peculiar cult, and another in which he faced consequences for making bootleg tapes of a Doobie Brothers concert. Despite his success on the show, Barry's life was marred by heavy drug use, including marijuana and cocaine. In 1996, he revealed that drug dealers were even present at the studio where the show was filmed. When What's Happening concluded, Barry disclosed that he had squandered over $1 million on drugs, cars, homes, and an airplane. Faced with a lack of acting opportunities, he turned to earning money by making paid appearances at shopping malls. Rerun briefly enjoyed a resurgence when What's Happening was revived in 1985 as What's Happening Now for syndication. However, Barry's departure due to a contract dispute led to the show's end in 1987. By 1986, Barry had left his drug habits behind and began public speaking at churches, schools, and other institutions. Eventually, he became a minister in Madison, Alabama. Barry remained involved in show business to some extent. He made appearances on TV shows like Star Dates, on the E! Entertainment Network, MTV's Doggy Fizzle Televizzle with Snoop Dogg, and had a cameo role in the David Spade comedy film Dickie Roberts, former child star. Throughout his life, Barry experienced multiple marriages and divorces, including 2 marriages to his first wife and 2 divorces from his second wife, with the most recent occurring in 1991. He also entered into marriages and divorces with 2 other women, Mabel King, another member of the cast from the television series What's Happening, has sadly passed away. King's portrayal of Mama Thomas in the show, spanning 2 seasons, brought her recognition and screen prominence. Mabel King, aged 66, renowned for her captivating performance as the Wicked Witch, Evelyn in Broadway's The Wiz, succumbed to an extended illness on November 9th, as reported by the New York Times. Mabel King began her journey in Broadway, showcasing her acting and singing talents as Maria in Porgy and Bess. In 1975, she ventured into the world of television, landing a role on ABC TV's What's Happening. However, when the show underwent a revival in syndication, she chose not to participate. Beyond her television work on What's Happening, Mabel King's most notable contributions unfolded on the Broadway stage and the silver screen, particularly in her portrayal of Evelyn, the Wicked Witch of the West, in The Wiz. King, recognized as a conservative Republican, took center stage as a featured speaker at the Lincoln Memorial for a Blacks for Reagan rally in 1984. During this event, she delivered an impassioned speech in support of President Reagan's re-election campaign. In 1986, King faced a health challenge when she lost a toe due to diabetes. 3 years later, in 1989, she parted ways with her husband Melvin King after a 22-year marriage. That same year, she suffered a stroke, which left her left side paralyzed, rendering her essentially speechless for over a year. In the course of her struggle with diabetes, she eventually lost both her legs. The 1990s brought further health trials for King, including a life-threatening surgical incident during a hip replacement. She experienced accidents such as being dropped by an ambulance crew and falling out of her wheelchair, leading to injuries, including the loss of some of her top teeth. In 1996, tragedy struck once more as her only son, Larry, born to Melvin King, passed away. Just 3 years later, on November 9th, Mabel King departed this world, with her final moments occurring at the Kaiser Foundation Hospital in Los Angeles. Her body was cremated. Nathaniel Taylor. Nathaniel Taylor, another actor known for his role in the show What's Happening, has regrettably passed away. Nathaniel Taylor, recognized for his portrayal of Rollo Lawson in the 1970s sitcom Sanford & Son, departed on February 27th following a heart attack while receiving medical care at the Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center. He was 80 years old. During his time as a recurring cast member on Sanford & Son, Taylor graced the screen in 32 episodes, spanning the years 1972 through 1977. His character, Rollo Lawson, served as Lamont Sanford's closest friend, although often a target of Fred Sanford's skepticism due to his prior time spent in jail. Later, Taylor took on a role as part of the primary cast in the first season of the short-lived Sanford & Son spin-off called Sanford, which aired from March 1980 to June 1981. Taylor's contributions weren't limited to the Sanford universe. He also made appearances in The Red Fox Show, a sitcom headlined by Sanford and Son star Red Fox, in which he portrayed the initial iteration of Jim Jam. Unfortunately, the series faced cancellation after just 12 episodes due to low ratings. In addition to his notable role, Nathaniel Taylor accumulated numerous other credits in television and film. He featured in 2 episodes of ABC's What's Happening, taking on the character of Rerun's brother-in-law, originally played by Fred Berry. Furthermore, his work included appearances in films such as Willie Dynamite, a blaxploitation movie, Trouble Man, boasting a soundtrack by Marvin Gaye, where he played one of Big's henchmen, portrayed by Julius Harris, and The Hunter from 1980, featuring Steve McQueen in his final role before his passing. Throughout the 1970s, Taylor took on bit parts in several television series, including Harry O, The Bill Cosby Show, and Adam 12. He leaves behind his wife, Loretta, along with his daughters LaRonda, Natalie, Donna, and Cheryl, and sons Nate Jr., Katie, and Jamal. Additionally, he is survived by 6 grandsons, 7 great-grandchildren, a brother named Eugene, and 2 sisters, Mary and Betty. Thalmus Rasulala. Thalmus Rasulala, another member of the cast, has unfortunately passed away. Born as Jack Crowder in Miami, Florida, and a graduate of the University of Redlands, Rasulala had a substantial presence in both films and television. He even attended some courses at Shaw University, a historically black university located in Raleigh, North Carolina, during the late 1970s. His notable roles in blaxploitation films included Sidney Lord Jones in Cool Breeze, 1972, Dr. Gordon Thomas in Blackula, 1972, and Robert Daniels in Willie Dynamite, 1974. Additionally, he served as the assistant director of The Slams, 1973. On the small screen, Rasulala was recognized as Skeeter Matthews on Sanford and Son, Ned in The Autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman, Lit Jack Neal on One Life to Live, Bill Thomas, the father of Raj and Dee, on What's Happening, and Omoro Kinte, Kunta Kinte's father, in Roots. He also made an appearance on the first season episode of Saturday Night Live, hosted by Richard Pryor, where he portrayed a priest in the Exorcist II sketch. In the world of Broadway, under his original name Jack Crowder, Rasulala graced the stage as Cornelius Hackle in the popular musical Hello, Dolly. He played a prominent role in the all-black cast, alongside Pearl Bailey and Cab Calloway. This production, opening on Broadway on November 12, 1967, was recorded by RCA Victor, featuring Rasulala in several songs. On November 6, 1984, Rasulala married Shirley Mozingo. Regrettably, he passed away on October 9, 1991, due to a heart attack in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He is survived by his wife Shirley and their 4 children. Before his marriage to Shirley, he was previously wed to Martha Roberts in 1960, with whom he had 3 children. Their marriage ended in divorce in 1977. Rasulala's final film role was as General Afir in the comedy film Mom and Dad Save the World. Tragically, he passed away shortly after completing his scenes. The film was released a year after his death and dedicated to his memory. His passing occurred 2 days before actor Red Fox's death, who also suffered a heart attack and had guest starred alongside Rasulala on Sanford and Son. In the episode, they both advocated for heart attack prevention and awareness. Helen Martin. Helen Martin was a distinguished American actress with a remarkable career spanning over 6 decades. She held a dual role in the sitcom show, portraying both Millie and Mrs. Lloyd, and her appearance graced the 3rd episode of the series. Helen Martin, an accomplished African-American actress, left an indelible mark on Broadway at a time when people of color were not commonly seen on its stages. She passed away on March 25th in Monterey, CA at the age of 90, as reported by the New York Times. Her Broadway journey commenced with her role as Vera Thomas in Orson Welles' 1941 production of Native Son, where she starred alongside Canada Lee, who portrayed her brother, Bigger. She later toured with the show on the so-called subway circuit and in various regions. In 1939, she graced the stage with the Rose McClendon Players in New York City and played a pivotal role as a founding member of the American Negro Theater in 1940. Her theatrical repertoire included performances in plays like Striver's Row, Three's a Family, and Hits, Bits, and Skits. Helen Martin's illustrious career extended beyond the theater, encompassing work in radio, film, and television. Notably, she appeared as a neighbor in the TV sitcom 227. Originating from St. Louis, she pursued her education at Fisk University and embarked on a nationwide journey with stock productions, even performing in London's Deep Are the Roots, a role she had initially played in New York. Her Broadway credits included Take a Giant Step, The Long Dream, Period of Adjustment, Pearly Victorious, My Mother, My Father, and Me. Additionally, she stepped in as a replacement in Jean Genet's The Blacks off-Broadway. Helen Martin's career flourished amidst an era when black actresses were often relegated to maid or servant roles, and as the world evolved, she encountered more diverse opportunities. In the groundbreaking TV miniseries Roots, she portrayed an elder in an African village and made guest appearances on shows such as Benson, Full House, Good Times, and That's My Mama. She left her mark in films including Hollywood Shuffle, earning an NAACP Image Award, Cotton Comes to Harlem, Repo Man, and notably played Mama Doll in Warren Beatty's film Bulworth. Her final film, Something to Sing About, is anticipated to be released in the coming year, as reported by The Times. Greg Morris. Greg Morris, another cherished cast member of the series What's Happening, has sadly left us in real life. Back in 1996, at the age of 62, Morris's journey was cut short by the cruel grip of lung cancer and a brain tumor in Las Vegas. While he is best remembered for his iconic portrayal of Barney Collier on Mission Impossible, fans of the show also recall his role as Lawrence Nelson, making an appearance in only 2 episodes of the beloved sitcom What's Happening. In a 1979 conversation with the Las Vegas Sun, Morris disclosed his initial aspirations of playing college basketball at the University of Iowa. However, he departed from the team and pursued a major in radio and TV speech. An advisor's invitation to join a student theater board changed the course of his life, igniting his passion for the theater. He once fondly reminisced about his 7 years on Mission Impossible as 7 of the most enjoyable years of my career. Morris reflected on a crucial decision. If I had turned down the role, Geller was going to ask a blonde, blue-eyed Scandinavian, referring to producer Bruce Geller. He emphasized that his race wasn't the driving factor in his casting. The part had nothing to do with the fact that I am black. I was one of the first black actors in a series, but not the first. Ivan Dixon was in Hogan's Heroes, and Kaz was in I Spy, a reference to Bill Cosby. Upon the release of a new movie version of Mission Impossible, Morris couldn't bear to watch it and left the theater less than halfway through the film, describing it as an abomination because it didn't feature the original television series cast. In 1979, Morris arrived in Las Vegas to film Vegas, taking on the role of Lot David Nelson. He grew so enamored with the city that he chose to make it his home. In a 1988 revival of Mission Impossible, Morris's son, Phil Morris, assumed the same role his father had portrayed in the original series. In a 1994 interview, Phil Morris revealed that his father valiantly fought cancer, which initially began in his lung and later spread to his brain. Remarkably, Morris continued to smoke despite his ailment. After 38 years of marriage, Morris and his wife Lee parted ways in the previous year. He is survived by their 3 children, Phil, Linda, and Iona. John Welsh. John Welsh is another actor who has sadly passed away. Welsh graced the show with his presence, appearing in 9 episodes as Earl Barnett. Welsh originally hailed from Wexford. He embarked on his early career on the Dublin stage before making his mark in British film and television during the 1950s. His diverse roles included portraying James Forsythe in the 1967 BBC adaptation of John Galsworthy's The Forsythe Saga and Sir Pitt Crowley in Thackeray's Vanity Fair. Additionally, he took on roles such as the waiter Merriman in The Duchess of Duke Street, Sergeant Cuff in The Moonstone, and a brief appearance as the barber in Brideshead Revisited. Welsh's talent graced shows like Hancock's Half Hour, The Brothers, Prince Regent, To Serve Them, All My Days, The Frighteners, in the Bed and Breakfast episode from 1972, and The Citadel. He also portrayed the assistant chief constable in the early series of Softly. Notably, Welsh assumed a variety of roles in Danger Man, playing British diplomats and butlers, adding to his impressive body of work. In conclusion, we hope you enjoyed this video and found it both entertaining and informative. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more exciting content. Your support means a lot to us, and it helps us continue creating great videos like this one. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update from us. Thanks for being a part of our community, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, take care and stay curious.